Hello and welcome to the new science lesson. Today we are going to start with Unit 6, In the Ground. We are going to learn about where can we find rocks and what do we use rocks for. But before starting with the lesson, as always, let's check the materials. What you need for this class is first to watch this video. You will also need your My Pals Are Here 2A student book and My Pals Are Here 2A activity book. As always, at the end of the lesson, you can check some videos that I share with you that are completely optional. These videos can give you more information about the unit. Okay, let's start with this new unit. Please open your My Pals Are Here student book 2A on pages 70 and 71. Alright, so here you have the first part of the unit. We have this beautiful picture of a house and many other things. And of course, the name of the unit in the ground. As always, let's check the Let's Find Out section. Remember that these questions are only there for you to think. You can answer these questions during the unit or at the end of it. Okay, so there's no need to answer right now. So the first one is, how are rocks different? What things are made of rock? And why is soil important? Today we're going to discuss the first two questions. The last one, sorry, is going to be for the next lesson. If you check the question that the girl is doing, it says, what do you see on the ground? And that's a very good question because if you look through your window, what do you see? Grass, plants, mountains, hills, a street? Well, all that can be made of rocks. That's an interesting question. I would like you to think about a little bit of the picture that you see here. Which elements do you consider that are connected with rocks? You can pause the video if you want, and then we can discuss. All right. So maybe you see this big statue of a lion. That statue is made of rocks. On the ground, nearby Joe and Dr. Adam, there are some rocks. And of course, where Zoe the cat and Sue are seated, it's a bench. And that bench is made of rocks. And on the ground, you see a hill. Hills have plants and soil, but also rocks. And of course, the most notorious object in the picture is the house. And that house is not made of wood, it's not made of metal, it's not made of plastic, it's made of rocks. So now you see that rocks can be part of nature or also used to make things like bench, statues, or houses, and many other things. Let's continue. So here we have three questions that we can think about. Which rocks are big? Which ones are small? You can watch this picture and try to answer by yourself. What are the colors of rocks? All right. And the last one, what things are made of rock? Well, in the previous picture, we learned that statues, bench, and the house are objects that were made of rocks. But here we have also some new elements. If we see what Dr. Atom is saying and Joe, we can get some information. Many things around us are made of rock, and that's true. Take a look through your window and try to see how many elements are connected with rocks. And as Joe says, like her diamonds, the necklace. Correct. Here we have a necklace that is made of metal and a diamond, and also the earrings. All these elements are jewelry, and these objects, the purpose of these objects is to decorate. So we have necklace and earrings that can be made of rocks. On the back we have a bench and the statue. But on the page 72 we have a, a house, a Japanese house or an Asian house, and we have the word roof. And correct, roof can be also made of rocks. So as you can see, rocks can be used to do many things. Let's check the word bank. We have black, red, gray, brown. Well, these are colors, and these are colors of some of the rocks that you can see in this picture. Let's check the explore section. This is only optional if you can. It says, pick up 5 rocks around your house. Fill them with your hands. Which rocks are rough? Which ones are smooth? Remember that rough and smooth are opposite. Okay, so that's something that you can touch and check by yourself if you have rocks near you. And we also have the section of my treasure chest. It says, find a small, smooth rocks, wash it, clean, and paint it. You have made a rock paperweight. Okay, so that's an activity that you can do if you want. Let's continue. So we are discussing about rocks, and I would like to show you this. Rocks can be very different from each other. Some rocks are smooth, others are rough. When you go to the beach, maybe you see small rocks. Look, this is sand, but when you look using a magnifying glass, you can see these tiny pieces of the ocean and rocks. Some rocks can be super big. If you notice, on the ground there is a person and there is a huge rock. So it's just to show you how big rocks can be. On the other hand, rocks can be shiny and colorful. And the most common, maybe when you go to rivers or to the countryside, you see plain rocks. Some rocks can be beautiful. As you can see, this rock looks very different inside from what it looks outside. Outside looks like a normal rock, but inside it can be a fantastic treasure. And of course, rocks can be unique, very special. By the way, that rock is in Chile. Do you know where's that? Let's continue. Okay, if we go back to page 74 and 75, you have this information. Rocks can be different. Rocks come in different sizes and shapes. Some are big, some are small. Rocks, rocks come in different colors and patterns. Patterns is a good word to describe rocks because some of them have spots, some of them have lines, some of them have different figures. So that's a good word to describe rocks, patterns. Rocks have different textures. Some of them are rough and some are very smooth. Rocks can be very hard, and some rocks are harder than other rocks. Here we have an example. Limestone is a hard rock. It was used to build the Great Pyramid of Giza. That pyramid is in Egypt. Uh, and of course, it's something very, very old that you can still look today. And so rocks can last for many, many years. Let's continue. Now, here I have a question. What do we use rocks for? Well, we know that some rocks can be used to make statues, some rocks can be used to make jewelry, and as you can see in the castle, you can say that some rocks are used to build things, but they have many different things. These black circles that you see there are tools. They are used to cut or polish objects. So rocks can be used as tools. And of course, one of the first uses that modern society gave to rocks were to make roads, as you can see in the picture on the bottom left. On the bottom right, you can see a very special and unique object. That it's a calendar. So rocks can also be used to make objects that help us in our life, like calendars, and maybe you know these sun clocks that use the light of the sun and shadow to tell time. That those are commonly used uh, to check time, and of course they are made of rock. Let's continue. But where can we find rocks? Rocks are everywhere? Well, certainly they are not on Earth, I hope. But here you have rocks that can be underwater, underground, on mountains, on deserts. Can you think of more places where you can see rocks? Well, maybe you can share these ideas in the morning routines with your teachers. Let's continue. Rocks are everywhere. Rocks are found in the ground, in oceans, in mountains, in caves. Rocks have many uses for buildings, for roads and bridges, for statues, and for jewelry. See, you have many, many different uses for rocks. Now, if you open your activity book on page 26 and 27, you have this. Okay, so on page 26, it says different rocks. Letter A. Which things are made of rock? Shade the letters. You can take your time and then we check. All right, fantastic. Some of the letters that you should shade for this activity are letter O, the well, letter A, the statue in the middle, letter D, the wall, letter S, the rock on the table, and letter R, the earrings that the woman is wearing. Letter B, it says, which letters did you shade? Well, we have answered this. Form a word with those letters, then write the word in the blank, sorry. The word that you should make is roads. Roads are also made of rock. Letter C. Look at the picture again. Which rocks are big or small? Group them below. Write the letters. So you have to write the letters for small or for big rocks. In the small rocks category, you should write letter R and S. On the other hand, big rocks, you should write letters O, A, and D. Letter D, fill in the blanks. Number 1 says, rocks come in different sizes, uh, shapes, colors, patterns, and textures. Number two, rocks have many uses. All right, we are finishing the lesson. So today we learn rocks can be very different. Some rocks are big, others are small. Some rocks are shiny, plain, colorful, etc. And we use rocks to build, to decorate, as a tool, and many other things. I hope you liked this lesson. See you on the next one. Remember that there are some videos that you can check. Theirs are optional and they give you extra information. If you check the videos, you can also add the subtitles. Bye bye. Have a great day.